So day 4 of detoxing, and I thought I would walk you guys through what symptoms I have been experiencing. Currently still taking my prescription, the Librium that the hospital had prescribed me. And just to clarify, the hospital didn't just prescribe me Librium because I just went there and was like, I want to detox, give me this prescription, send me home. No, I am in the medical field. Like, yes, I'm just a little CNA, but I have lots of friends who are RNs with BSNs who work at Scott and White. Those are both hospitals. So, I was going to stay at home to detox originally, but like the body shakes got so bad that I ended up going to the hospital, getting prescribed Ativan. They monitored me to make sure that was effective. And then I explained to the doctor that going to rehab was not an option for me because I have to work and I have kids. I was for sure done with drinking. Like, I was desperate. I don't want to drink. Like, I told him and explained to him it wasn't pleasurable for me anymore at all in any kind of way. It's just something that, like, I literally had to do to function and to not shake anymore and to not be sick throughout the day. So, yes, he sent me home with a prescription because he knew that going to a detox center wasn't an option for me, and I was terrified of having seizures. The DTs, I knew that I was going to have to go through that. If I had to go through that, fine. Like, I did that to myself. I'm the one that put myself in that position. But seizures, like, you can die and have kids. And I have a history of seizures. When I was a child, I was epileptic. So I don't know. That's what happened. So I just realized in, like, a couple of my other videos, there was a little bit of miscommunication. And people were like, that's so unethical for a doctor at the hospital just prescribe you medication and send you home. That's not what happened. I was monitored. Things were effective, and then he sent me home with that prescription because Librium ensures that you're not going to have seizures and DTs. Now that we're past all of that, I want to talk about, like, the actual symptoms that I'm having. The main thing is fatigue. I'm so nauseous. It's really hard to, like, sit and eat an entire meal, but I am having insane sugar cravings. Like, I want sugar so freaking bad. And I know that it's because, right, alcohol has high sugar content, especially the alcohol that I was drinking. I liked Buzz Balls. I liked Fireball mixed with sodas. And I also took straight shots, but they were like the sour cherry shots or whatever. So, very high sugar content. I understand that alcohol is ethanol. If you're not aware, that's the exact same thing that you put in your car. And so I also know that because I have been drinking for so many years and for so heavily, and for the last 6 months of my alcoholism, it was getting to where I was rarely eating. So a little back history, like, I've been extremely overweight my entire life, and just in my 30s got into strength training and working out and, like, lost a lot of weight. And throughout my whole alcoholism process, like, I have maintained training 4 times a week and eating pretty healthy and all this. So I definitely think that's helped with quite a bit of things. I've always just, like, been pretty consistent and disciplined. Even though I was drinking every night, I always made sure I handled all my stuff when it came to, like, working out, eating, maintaining my calories. I definitely saved calories for drinking, which is why the last 6 months of my alcoholism, it got so bad, because I was no longer eating. Well, not because I wanted to drink. I was drinking because I had to. And then I would get full easily, so then I just really wouldn't eat. And that has been this vicious process over the last 6 months. So being extremely fatigued, nauseous, my bowels are not the best. That's definitely something that I've messed up with my alcoholism. I've had a lot of bowel issues, and I'm not sure if it is directly related, but I'm assuming so, right? Like, I've been drinking so much excessively, and I've been eating properly over the last 6 months, so I'm sure it has something to do with it. But overall, like, I mean, I feel way better than I have, obviously, over, like, the last few years, and more clear-headed. I'm still dealing with, like, some, like, fogginess and, like, not confusion, just, like, I don't know, kind of like feeling like you're, like, in a daze or whatever. But I know that in due time that will pass. Yeah, that's really all that has been going on for day 4 of DTing. Like I said, just tons and tons and tons of sleeping. Tonight You guys, a very meaningful video that is going to be posted is the perspective from my 9-year-old, who is, well, she's not 9, she's 10. She just had a birthday. Dagnabbit. My 10-year-old. Okay. So tonight, you guys, I'm going to be posting a very difficult, but I feel very meaningful video. You guys got to get the perspective from a child through their eyes of dealing with an alcoholic at Shaylin's age, and she's 19. But tonight you're going to get the perspective from a 10-year-old. And just so anyone knows, let me throw it out there real quick. I would never force any of my kids to be on social media. I've been doing social media for quite a while. For many, many, many years. I think since my youngest was like 4 or 5, I had a YouTube channel that was pretty fitness driven. It was never a big thing or anything. But my youngest and my oldest love social media. And they want to be a part of it. And my other kids don't. So they're not ever in any videos. And that is the way it is. I respect their opinion and how they feel and what they want. So I think it's important, and a lot of moms need to hear it, because right, like, life is all about our perspective and like how we perceive things. And just because you think that something is a certain way doesn't mean that that sweet little baby isn't saying something in a completely different way. I think that you guys got to see that with Shaylin, and now you're gonna get to see that with my sweet Eliana. By the way, I can't wait to see you in 26 days, Jess.